Good afternoon. My name is Ersoy Erkazancı, and I will be the moderator of the next panel. I am the correspondent of Bloomberg HD, and I'm coming from Dubai. We will talk about Bodrum and luxury travel. The name of our panel is Bodrum and luxury travel. So I have two valuable panelists, Mr. Yiğit Sezgin. He's the Chief Commercial Officer of Accor Group, and Mr. Batu Aksoy. He's the Chairman of Ritz-Carlton Residences Bodrum. Please welcome.
Nereye oturayım böyle mi?
Yiğit, I think...
Fark etmez.
Okay.
Sen nerede oturmak istiyorsun söyle.
No, they put our names, that's why I mean Erkazancı is here. First of all, I would like to tell that I'm honored to be invited to this event. I'm honored to be the moderator of this panel. In this panel, we are going to touch some topics, how we can rebrand Bodrum, the lifestyle hotels, the importance of value-added real estate, and maybe the definition of luxury. Our mayor told that it will be the Davos in blue. Yesterday, I met people from Los Angeles, from Dubai, from London, and I see people from Africa. We are already successful as a Davos in blue. So a little housekeeping notes. I'll start with Mr. Yiğit Sezgin, then Mr. Batu Aksoy will have a presentation about the new project in Bodrum. Then we will have some questions together. Welcome. Yiğit, a good friend from Dubai also. Nice to see you here again after Dubai. I'd like to start with you. We are in a beautiful hotel. Mr. Şener told about the airport. But for luxury tourism, and I think these are not enough. What are the prerequisites of a luxury tourism, luxury travel? Only hotels, only airports, I think it's not enough.
No, absolutely not. I think in order for us to make Bodrum an international destination, first of all, I think we should start from there because we are in Bodrum. You need to have flight connections. Today, with a low-cost carrier of Fly Dubai, they started a direct flight. I believe Qatar Airways to a certain extent and Kuwait, but only the Middle Eastern airlines are trying and flying into Bodrum, but very, very limited capacity and very limited timelines. And I believe what we need to do is we need to make sure that together we're lobbying and convincing the airlines to make sure that they're actually flying right into Bodrum. Like, just look at Côte d'Azur. You got a very similar setup, but it's Saint-Tropez, Nice, Cannes, all of it is in one place, and very similar to Bodrum. You got Türkbükü Gölköy, and then Torba, and the other side of Bodrum, Turgut Reis and Akyarlar, and all of that. We, in order to bring it international and let the world know, you got to make sure that you're carrying the people. That's the first prerequisite that we have. The prerequisite of luxury is, for me, training, education, in order to have the right gusto and finesse and the quality. The people who's serving needs to speak proper English. They need to have the proper education. And the only way to do that is actually if you're bringing right partners into the market. I can tell you, Bodrum's destiny has slightly changed since Kempinski and Mandarin Oriental has opened their doors here in a management contract, not franchise. Because I can also tell you that, we think sometimes we know how to manage things, but not in luxury. You really need to have a proper system and process in place. I believe since then, there's Ritz-Carlton coming up. Several other brands came into the city. We also, with Accor, looking at several different opportunities. We already have the Swiss Hotel here, and now we're opening an M Gallery in Yalıkavak. But you know, more and more on the luxury side, you will see there is an appetite in Bodrum, and that started with Kempinski and Mandarin Oriental venture, and hope we can continue. And you know, I don't know if there are some investors in the room today, but I also would like to say that, you know, they need to make sure that they're actually leaving the operators to do their job, because I see there are some really good legacy in the hotels that are operating in Turkey that are managed, and that's also very important. And last but not the least, Ersoy, I believe today you got to look at it on a 360 perspective, where it's not only rooms, but it's also food and beverage, the lifestyle that you're offering to the people, the experience that you're offering to the people. If you can't, you're not really reaching to the high-end customer and consumer.
Thank you. My next question will be about lifestyle, so get ready for it. Mr. Batu, I mean, you can comment about Mr. Yiğit's comments also if you want to add something, but also he mentioned about the big projects in Bodrum, and yesterday we had a chance to talk with you, your new project, and you told me it's a kind of a new one. So yes. Can you tell me, and I know that you have a presentation, you can also do it with the presentation.
Sure. While the presentation is being put, let me start. First of all, I'm really glad to be here. I had planned to speak in Turkish, but then I realized most of the crowd is foreigners, non-Turkish, so I decided to speak in English like Sezgin, Yiğit Bey. It's an honor to be here. I really thank the municipality of Bodrum and the Ministry of Culture and Tourism to gather us, because I do believe in the added value of being together, sharing opinions, comments, feedback, especially in a time following a period of serious online period. Yes, I will come into the lifestyle investments, but maybe coming to that a little bit, I want to connect that from macro into the micro. When we look at the COVID-19, the impact has been crucial on the tourism industry, as it has already been discussed. And according to the United Nations Tourism Organization, there was a huge decline in tourism by almost 74%. That's $1.3 trillion, and that's 11 times the loss we had in the 2009 global economic crisis. So that's really impactful. When we look at Bodrum in specific, Bodrum in 2019, prior to the pandemic, okay, my presentation started, and that's here. Bodrum prior to the pandemic had about 1.2 million guests, foreign guests, and unfortunately we also lost about 80% of that, down to 245,000. I am sure we're going to get it back, so having said that, how are we going to get it back? I think despite all the challenges, we have some really good improvements. What are they? I think first the speed of vaccination is globally and also in Turkey going ahead significantly. Our culture of our Ministry of Tourism has started a program whereby all the sector staff has been vaccinated. There's a huge declining trend in the number of cases in Turkey, and our Ministry of Tourism has also started a program called Safe Travel Certification. And also, I think Bodrum has an advanced health infrastructure. I think that's important. And I think, with good or bad, Turkey does have a very important crisis management, like in many things, but also in tourism. So, having said that, I think Bodrum has the potential to re-become hopefully the #1 tourism destination in all of the Mediterranean Peninsula. So let's go a little bit into the specifics of Bodrum. So I think Bodrum is really amazing. Many of you are first time coming to Bodrum. We have 174-kilometer shoreline, amazing sea, amazing bays, marinas, really unique infrastructure, unique architecture, and maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000 years old heritage, cultural heritage. Now, what we need to do in order to create this, make this more lifestyle, as you asked, I think we need to increase the level of value proposition to the visitors and to all the clientele. And we need to add an element of culture and arts, fun, entertainment, branded residences, like Yiğit Bey mentioned, like our projects and etc. And so I think with all that, Bodrum does maintain a very strong global destination position. But when having said that, we also do see that Bodrum is not getting as much revenues as it is supposed to get from global travelers. And what do we need to do that in order to get it back, in order to increase this level of luxuriousness? Is I think we need to provide, diversify the touristic, the levels of the tourism, and we need to increase the level of highly competitive, high-end facilities and hospitality investments. And I think we need to do a very powerful global marketing, and I think events like this are going to be very crucial about that. So as you are seeing on the slides, we as an investor and a developer in 2014, we started to develop this project, which is now called the Ritz-Carlton Residences. It started as a Peak Island, but we also did believe in the value add of branded residences or branding, global branding, because it gives a huge level of confidence to global travelers. So we started this project, but what was important for us, respecting the nature, as you see on the slides, we have done a really linear architecture, and we have tried to respect the environment and architecture of Bodrum to the extent maximum possible. So I do believe that projects like this will be helping to increase the revenue, high value revenue increase into Turkey. And it will also create a help to increase Turkey's position as a place of global confidence as a tourism destination. So that's in a nutshell what I have to say right now, but we'll continue.
Okay, thank you. And Yiğit, I'll ask you about the lifestyle hotels. I know that Accor is investing in lifestyle, SLS, Express, Oriente Express. Please you tell me the other names that you are investing, and also you want to comment about Mr. Batu's comments about value-added tourism, let me say, because you know in Dubai we see lots of people are coming and spending more than Turkey, which makes me sad, to be honest.
You know, it's a. I told you it's a combination of things. You know, Dubai is run today with almost no politics. It's a country that is running like a business. The model is very different. They're not, and then you know they got a flight carrier, and I'm not disputing Turkish Airlines. We have a great brand, probably the best brand that we have in Turkey. However, you know they're very focused on luxury. Very focused on, and we're just waking up to this. And we have a great airport here, and I'm stressing on it. You know, if you're not gonna, you do all of these, and then if you're not gonna carry the people, and especially the luxury people, I got 30 friends here at the moment, and everybody is complaining on the fact that they're gonna have to land into Istanbul to a huge airport, and then walk and wait for a couple of hours, 3, 4, 5 hours, and then take another flight and come down here and then drive another 35, 40 minutes. You're talking about a day trip. And you know, luxury traveler today are impatient. They just want to reach to places as fast as possible. You know, unless you're owning your own private jet, it's still today a difficult destination. It's very comfortable for people like us flying from Istanbul, but that's the must. I think that is the key to all the rest of the issues that we have. If you have the carriers coming and flying down here, and Turkish Airlines need to push that a lot, then we're going to have a different ball game. You know, from Russia, Ukraine, and CIS countries, from Europe, from States, there needs to be some. I see Bodrum as the second most important city after Istanbul for us to develop new hotels. And then when it comes to lifestyle, I think that's the new name of the game from a lot of perspectives. It's, as I told you, the hospitality, hotel brands, and the food and beverage, and the beach clubs, and we're very much aware of that. Our company has been constantly evolving and changing and reshaping itself. Today we are owning 42 global brands, and then if you look at our last 3 years, most of our investments in the brands that are lifestyle. And in order to do that, you need to make sure that you're separating yourself from classic old school hospitality management. So we have a different team, a different organization, and a different company who is managing it. All what we do is we're using our strengths of the distribution, our strengths of business developers, and leaving the rest to the people who knows how to run the lifestyle. The brands we're talking about are SP's brands like SLS, Delano, Faena, 25 Hours, Hyde, and Morgan's collection. So we got an array of lifestyle brands. It's around 12 of them. A huge pipeline. There's an immense amount of interest. And to be honest with you, my aim at the moment, and one of my biggest targets, is to make sure that we're bringing them down to Turkey, to Istanbul, to Bodrum, because it's one of our focus countries.
Okay. Before coming to you, I want to ask an additional question to you, because last year we had an interview with you, and you said the pandemic helped the image of Bodrum because more luxury yachts and more high net worth individuals started coming to, and they recognized the beauty of Bodrum.
Yes, you know, Turkey luckily was one of the destinations that was open during the pandemic last year, and together with Dubai. But you know, Dubai in the summer, you're burning 45, 50 degrees. So we received a client base that we normally do not receive. And suddenly they recognize the quality of the nature, the service, the product. You know, you go to Greece, it's very nice, but you know, you are never reaching to such products that we currently have in Bodrum today. Same thing in Portugal and Spain and even in Italy. So they suddenly recognize that, and now we are talking to super high-end consumers that has got aware of the new Bodrum and new Istanbul as well. So and that's the best marketing, by the way. You know, it's the word of mouth. They're talking to their friends, and they're talking to other friends, and this is how we're spreading it. I have a group of friends today of around 30, 35 people in Bodrum now. I can tell you each one of them are over $1 billion wealth, and that's because of the last year's success.
Okay. Mr. Batu, I want to ask you, I mean, do you agree with Yiğit? Also, do you see the same things?
Yes.
And also with your new project, what's your expectation? And additionally, if the government is here, municipalities here, and the hotel management and investors are here, I mean, whose role should be what? I mean, if you want to ask something from the mayor or from the government, what should you ask?
Okay, thank you. Of course, I fully agree with Yiğit Bey. That's a very global way of looking at it, and that's, I think, how we should be looking at it. when we look at all the research and all the investments that have been done in the recent period, we see that the trend is going towards lifestyle investments, lifestyle tourism, and not only in high-end, but also in mid-end or low-end, etc. But lifestyle is there. And I think number two is extended stay. Extended stay is a very important term. So people now have recognized that they can actually work remotely. So why not enjoy life at better locations, maybe in a more relaxed way, and you can kind of kill two birds with one stone philosophy. So we see that significantly, that the extended stay is very important. And I think both of these will continue after the pandemic as well. It will continue to be there because people have already realized that it is a way of life. Whether you are living in a really hectic city like Istanbul or New York or London, you can actually do probably 99% of your job or 95% of your job from a remote location where you can enjoy your life better with your family. So what I believe is that that's, for example, our project has become the first standalone residences project of the Ritz-Carlton brand in the world after the US. In all of Europe, Middle East, and Africa, standalone, meaning not connected to a hotel block. I mean, we do provide, for example, within our facility, rental programs for a long extended stay, minimum of 3 weeks, which makes a lot of sense. But I think the life is changing. It's becoming kind of a Maldivian style where people can actually stay in different villas, but they do receive all the services of a full-fledged luxurious hotel, from concierge, gym, spa, conference room, cinema theater, to restaurant and beaches and butler services, housekeeping, and etc. So you can have that, but you can actually have the luxury of staying in your own villa while enjoying such an extended stay, whether it's your own villa or at someone else's villa where you have rented in a long-term basis. That's why I think bringing in brands like that to a place like Bodrum have been key for making Bodrum a global brand, and that's why I really do applaud all the brands that have come before us and all the brands that will come after us. I think this is significant. That's also, I think, there's another economic element, Ersoy Bey, and that is when people start renting and getting used to the accommodation, getting used to the destination, then they also decide, start thinking of investing in your own territory, in your own land, in your economy. And that is, I think, also another value-added element of this whole thing. But what is so important is that we should be kind of, as a Bodrum, now talking specifically about Bodrum, because Turkey has massive tourism, and I think we should have that. We must have that. That's very important for Turkey, to bring the tourism revenues up and above $50 billion per year. But we should also focus on places like Bodrum to be a high-end, luxurious destination, competing with the likes of, Mykonos and Ibiza and Saint-Tropez, etc. But I think we probably have more than that. And given all the travel restrictions, especially into Europe, we see that Turkey has managed to attract so much tourism from especially east part of Turkey, from Central Asia, Russia, Middle East, and etc. So I think we should always aim to do something in a different way, to create a competitive edge. And I think if we can do that, we will succeed in making Bodrum not a 3-4 month tourism destination, but hopefully at one point in time a 12-month tourism destination. And that, I think, should be the ultimate goal of all tourism, let's say, people.
Perfect, okay. Yiğit, you want to add something? I mean, if you want to ask something from our mayor or from the government, and also lengthening the season of Bodrum, what do you think about it?
Well, in today's world, it's possible because with the pandemic, people realized that they would like to have open space, better weather, and that which Bodrum is allowing you. There is a certain period of winter. I think it's still difficult. Again, if you restrict the number of carriers, even from domestic perspective, that's going to make your life very difficult. So that needs to happen. The road, the new road is amazing, you know, from Istanbul to drive here. Domestically, it is possible. Internationally, you know, I'm not sure what you got to offer. You're gonna have to increase the amount of offerings that you have in Bodrum, because you got the summer, the sun, the sand, the beach, and you know, we don't need a spa. It's not possible. We don't need, you know, shopping malls. It's not possible. You gotta have to offer something else, and maybe we're gonna have to look at extending the season to 9 months, 10 months, or maybe 9 months. The 3 months is going to be probably still a difficulty in Bodrum, unless you're offering extended stays and villas and people coming here detoxing, and you know, now we got a couple of these clinics here, you know, in the likes of Viva Meyer. You got Life & Co, and I believe Le Méridien has one at the moment as well in Bodrum. Maybe you gotta have to increase that offering. It's a lovely place, but even though, look, just remember, you know, I really think we are very similar to Côte d'Azur, and we can compete with them. But even in Côte d'Azur, in the winter season, it's difficult. How did they accomplish a success to cover that period, as you know, is with conferences and very large exhibitions, and people who cannot afford to go to Côte d'Azur during the summer and the high season, they go during this period. So maybe that's a way to do it. Ersoy.
So I want to wrap up our panel a little bit. So I want to take your last notes. I mean, what should be the key message you want to give to the audience?
Sure.
About Bodrum?
I think Bodrum is ready to be a global high-end destination. Whether, I mean, it doesn't have to be high-end, but from mid to high-end, I think Bodrum has all the infrastructure. I think another element to what Yiğit Bey mentioned, maybe we should also focus on bringing in more yachting and marinas into the region, not specifically Bodrum, but to the whole peninsula and to the around, because that's also another area of high-end value generation for our economy and for Bodrum to bring in high value. I think we should definitely focus on gastronomy. I think that's an area where we can definitely improve ourselves. I think we're excellent in terms of authentic gastronomy, but I think we can increase it by some internationalization. I think health tourism, as Yiğit Bey mentioned, is extremely important, and it is an area where Turkey is advancing itself. Last year, health tourism income to Turkey has exceeded $1 billion, and I think that has a huge upside. So I think Bodrum is amazing in terms of its nature and history and climate. It's unbeatable, and before us, the panel was about mobility. I think our international airport is very key to bringing in and extending the season. So thank you all very much.
Yes, it's your key
Well,
message.
I would say you got pretty much all the DNA. Restaurants have appetites. Brands are coming. The one is missing is destination marketing and flights carriers. I think we need to work with the government to lobby this and make sure that we make this a destination like Istanbul sooner rather than later.
Mr. Batu Aksoy, Chairman of Ritz-Carlton Residence, thank you for your insights. Mr. Yiğit Sezgin, Chief Commercial Officer of Accor Group. And thank you for the audience listening to us. Thank you.
Thank you.